Welcome you all back to our YouTube channel Science is Life. In today's video, we hope to talk about how to use strings in C language. I hope you can remember that in a previous video we talked about what are the data types of C language. There we said that we don't have a separate data type as string, right? So let's see how to use string in C language. Although we don't have a separate data type as string, we can use string in C, right? How to use? In C programming, a string is a sequence of characters terminated with a null character, right? It is a sequence of characters. So how to use a sequence of characters? We can have a characters array, right? We can have a characters array. Then it is a sequence of characters. So we need to declare it as a char array, right? When the compiler encounters this sequence of characters, which is enclosed by double quotation marks, it automatically appends a null character at the end of this sequence of characters, right? So the compiler automatically add a null character at the end of a sequence of characters. So that is how it declares its own string, right? So here you can see I have created the char array. The name of the char array is ch, and I have given a string hello within double quotations, right? Then it will stores like this. In the memory, it will stores each and every characters one by one, and after the end of the sequence of characters, it stores null character. It will append null character at the end of the sequence of these characters, right? So how to declare a string? We can declare a char array. By declaring a char array, we can declare a string, as I mentioned before, like this. Then how to initialize a string? We can have two methods. We can assign the array size when we initializing the array, or we can initialize when we declare in the array without the size of the array. Here in the first example, you can see I haven't used the size of the array. I just created an array named as C and assigned ABCD as the string. So it automatically create its array according to the size of this string. Because I haven't mentioned the size of the array, then it automatically creates the array size according to the string, right? Or otherwise I can give manually a size for my array. Then here I have given 50 is my size of array. Then I am assigning it into ABCD, right? Then there will be spaces. My array is not fulfilled, so my array there will be spaces within my array. Or there is another way to assign strings into my array. In the first example we saw, we put string within double quotations and assign it into our array, right? Otherwise we can add characters one by one. Here if we mention it within double quotation, it means string, right? But if we put a character within single quotations, then it means it is a character. So here I have added characters one by one into my array, and after the last character I have mentioned the null character as well, right? So that is the difference. If I assign it like a string, then it automatically appends the null character at the end of the string. But if I put characters one by one, I should mention the null character by myself, right? That is the difference. Then there is another thing you need to know, that if we declare array, we know we can declare array like this. We can, when we creating the array, we can assign values, right? Then you may think I will declare array and I will assign values later, like this. I am creating an array, char array named C, then I am going to assign values into my C later, like this. We can't do this thing because it will produce an error message, right? Because arrays and strings are second class citizens in C, so they do not support the assignment operator once it is declared, right? It not supports assignment later. After the declaration, we can't assign it later, right? So that is the thing. Then there are several predefined string functions in C. Keep in mind, if you want to call these functions, then you should include string.h header file in your source file, right? Otherwise, if you don't include this string.h header file, then you can't use these functions, right? After including the header file, you can call these functions. So I'll explain you what are the things that these functions are doing. Here I have declared a char array, in other words a string, but I haven't assigned a value into it, right? So you know that I can't assign value later, right? So this is useless thing. So then I have created 5 strings. The first one is I am assigning as a string, right? I am not without mentioning the size of the array, I am assigning values, right? In the second string, I am assigning character by character, and later I am appending null character. Then in the next 2 strings, I am assigning the size of the array and give them values like previous arrays, right? Now let's see whether I can assign the string 5 I am only declaring, and later I am going to assign a value into this string 5 as C programming. So I'll check whether I can do this. If I run the program, then you can see there is an error, right? Assignment to expression with array type. So this is an error. That is why we can't assign values into the char arrays later, right? So keep in mind that if you want to assign values, then you need to assign the values at the moment when you declare in the array, right? Then let's see, there were a few predefined functions. I'll take strlen function first. Okay, so here I have called strlen function. Within the parentheses, I am put string 3, right? So I need to know what is the strlen function do. It returns the length of the array, right? So strlen returns the length of the string. It will return as an integer, so I am using format specifier D, right? So I want to know the length of string 3 and the length of string 4. So let's see. Now you can see here, this is the string 3. It is ABCD. I have given as a string. Then string 4 is also array, and here I have given 1 2 3 4 characters and a null character. I have given 5 characters, but it counts only the characters. It doesn't count the null character, right? Because here also it has a null character, right? It doesn't count the null character, and it only counts the characters in here, right? So that is how strlen function works. Let's see strcpy function what will do. Strcpy means string copy, right? This function will copy a string into another string. So if we call the str copy function, then we need to input two parameters, right? The first one should be first one and second one both should be strings. And if we let's run this code, here I have given string 5. Where my 5? I have deleted it. String 5, right? I am giving it a size 50, and right, so I have created a empty string 5 array, and I am going to copy my string 3, this one, into this one, right? That is what I am going to do. So the second parameter is the thing that you are going to copy, and the first parameter is where you going to copy, right? So string 3 will be copied into string 5, right? So let's see after copying string 3 and string 5. Now you can see that after str copy function calling, str string 3 was abcd. It keeps like this, and but after copying string 5, before it was an empty array, but later it also got the values which were in string 3, right? String 3 is copied into string 5. That's what happened here. Okay, now I am going to see how strcmp function is working. So strcmp function compares two strings, right? It compares two strings. So here I am going to compare str1 and str2. Here I have created three char arrays. First one is str1, second one is str2, third one is str3. Then I have assigned simple abcd into str1 and simple AB, capital C and simple D into str2, and again all simple letters for str3, right? Then I have created an integer variable called result. You will realize why I created result, because when I call str function, it returns an integer value, right? My strcmp function, if I call it, it will return an integer value, right? Why it returns an integer value? It returns 0 when the two strings are equal, right? When we comparing two strings, and whether if it is equal, then it will gives a 0. It will return a 0. And if it is not equal, then it will return an non-zero integer, right? It will give an integer, non-zero integer, when they are not equal. So I am going to know what is the integer that will return when I compare string 1 and string 2. So that is why I am assigning the function's return value into result, and later I am going to print it using printf function, right? Let's see what will happen when we run this program. Now you can see first one is all simple letters, second one there is a capital C, right? So they are not equal, so it gives us positive 1, right? So let's compare str1 and str2. I have swapped this. First I compared str1 and str2. Again I am comparing these two, but I am swapping the position of these two strings, right? Then let's see what will happen. Now you can see it gives me a -1. When the capital C is in the right side, it gives me positive 1. When the capital C is in the left side, it gives me negative value. Why does it gives me like this? You know the ASCII value of simple C is 99 and the ASCII value of capital C is 67, right? So if we run this program, here C's value is what? It is 99. Here it is 67, right? So this simple C, 99 is greater than 67, right? 99 is greater than 67, so it will give us positive value. Then here 67 is less than 99, so it will give us negative value. That is why we will receive positive 1 and negative 1, right? Now let's compare equal two strings, right? Let's compare string 1 and string 3. They are equal. So what we will have? We will have 0 because they are equal, right? So that is how Strcmp function is working. The next thing you are going to learn is concatenation of true strings, right? So what is the concatenation means? Concatenation is joining two strings, right? So let's see. I have two strings, this is and my favorite. Here I have created three strings actually. The first string is this is, second string is my favorite, third string is program, right? So my task is to join this is and my favorite and have a string like this. I hope to have like this, right? So how to do this? There is a predefined function called strcat. So by calling this function you can concatenate two functions, right? Here what are the two strings that I am going to concat? It is string 1 and string 2. So I am putting string 1 and string 2 into this function, and I am going to see what will happen. After the concatenation I am going to print those string 1 and string 2 in console screen, right? So let's see. After concatenation you can see the after first string concat, string 1 is what happened? It has changed into this is my favorite, right? The string 2 is not changed, right? Then what is happening here? So when we concatenating two strings, and if we put in two strings into this function, the second string will be joined into the first string, and the joined string will be stored in string 1, right? That means string 1 is changed into the concatenated string, right? So if we change these two strings, then what will happen? If we swap these two strings, then let's see. Now you can see string 1 is this, the second parameter I put. The second parameter is string 1, the first parameter is string 2. When I print these two strings, string 1 is not changed, second parameter is not changed, but the first parameter string 2 is changed into my favorite this is. So what has happened? This first it takes the string 2. What is the string 2? It is my favorite. Then after that string, the string 1 is added into at the end of the string 2, right? Like this. After the end of string 2, it has added string 1 value, right? So that is how concatenation function is working. So if I need to concat it like this, I need to have my favorite. This is my favorite. Now you can see I got this is my favorite, but I need to concat program into this string also. I need to have the final string as this is my favorite. So what I need to do, I need to call this function again. I need to concat string, what is I am going to concat? String 3 into string 1, right? So what will happen? You can see string 1 is changed into the thing that I am hope to have, but here there is no space. That means I need to put a space after favorite, and let's run it again. Then you can see I got the result that I hope to have. This is my favorite program. So it is stored in where? It is stored in string 1, right? So that is how concatenation functions are working. Okay, that's all for today's lesson. I hope you learned how to declare a string as a char array and how to assign values into char arrays. I mean how to assign strings, and also you learned predefined functions in string.h header file. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching.